You've come out strong against this potential rollback here. You've said that it is shameful, that it is a sellout. Why?
Well, you just have to listen to that explanation that Chairman Pai just had. Let's think about this. Transparency is the solution. So all that is necessary to do something evil is to tell you that I'm about to do something evil. That doesn't make any sense. And then, okay, what do you do once you have that information? 2/3 of the households in America have no other choice as to where they're going to get their internet. So this is, to go out and claim that somehow this is some kind of consumer protection is a fraudulent representation.
They say their proposal is more fair, more pro-consumer. What makes you think it's actually the opposite?
Well, I mean, in the name of consumer protection, they say they're not going to protect consumers. In the name of better regulation, they say they're going to turn it over to the FTC, but yet an FTC commissioner, Commissioner McSweeney, this afternoon tweeted that even if they do that, the FTC doesn't have any authority. They're just running away from their responsibilities.
The big concern here is how this impacts the haves and the have-nots, the folks who could increase future innovation, be responsible for future innovation. How would this impact the haves of the moment, the Googles, Facebooks, Netflix?
Well, I think the important thing here is how does it affect everybody and their ability to get on the internet, and for consumers to reach providers and for providers to reach consumers. You know, what we're seeing here is the cableization of the internet. If you like your cable company and the way in which they choose which channels you can see and the way in which they continue increasing their prices, you're going to love what happens under this repeal, because suddenly the people making the rules are the networks, and the consumers can't survive without the networks, and the service providers can't survive without the networks.
So how can we hold ISPs accountable?
Well, that's what we did on our open internet rule. We said, hey, there's some bright line rules that you've got: no blocking, no throttling, no paid prioritization. You got to provide information to the consumer, and we will put a referee on the field to look at what your continued actions are as technology evolves and throw the flag if necessary. And what the Trump FCC is doing is just turning its back and walking away and giving the network companies everything that they have asked for.
This is unfolding against very interesting political backdrop. Of course, we just mentioned earlier what's going on with AT&T's proposed merger with Time Warner, the DOJ now suing AT&T. How much of this is politically motivated?
I can't answer that question. I do find it shocking that the Trump FCC from day one has gone right down the line for what the big companies want, when they're supposed to be representing consumers, not the companies. And consumers, the FCC continually turns their back on their congressional mandate to protect consumers.
Look, by all accounts, it appears that this will happen in December. For you, what is it like to watch your work be undone?
I've had better Thanksgivings. No, Emily, I think that the answer there is that this is a long process, and that, yes, it appears as though they have the votes to overturn it in December. Then it'll be up to the court. The decision that we made twice went through the court and was twice affirmed by the court. And I hope that the court will look at this and say, hey, wait a minute. This has been in effect for 2.5 years, and there haven't been bad things that resulted. Why are they turning around and going the other direction?